Hello everybody, welcome back, and let's simply get started from here on. I hope everything's clear, up and running. I hope so. The network connectivity isn't that good. So how can I fix this? Maybe by keeping my mobile nearby, but then it will be exposed to the sunlight. So let's keep it here. I hope the connectivity is, I mean, overall good. And in this project, mainly I will be focusing on that EdTech project. That is actually a hackathon one. So that is mainly going to be built for hackathon participants. Again, I'm not a participant for that, but I'm gonna be still creating this particular project. And I have just created some of the things. I still have to write the code for some of the things, but at the end of the day, I will be taking the help of AI over here, because this is not for learning. Rather, this is just simply getting the. This is all about getting the project ready, right? So over here, I will not be worried about writing code on my own. Rather, I will just simply give it to the Chat GPT or any AI that will write code for me. I will organize the code. I will keep everything uh, in a structured manner, and at the end of the day, I will make it work. Okay, so this is the job of mine going to be here. But let's see how it's gonna be going on. So as for this chat, of course, I'll be turning it off, and let me auto stop. Okay, once I've done this much, let me even copy the URL. I think I can share it from here. So let's simply copy it. There are already some participants, like I'm not the main one in the sense I'm not the one who's actually participating in the hackathon. Rather, there are other 4 participants who are actually participating. I'm the one who's actually helping, so I'm gonna be working on the backend. Let's keep it simple. So by the way, this is the one, and let me just simply send the link over here, and once the link is actually sent, that's it. Okay, I think I don't get the suggestions here or what. Sure, the suggestions तो आने चाहिए. For some reason, cancel it, close this. Okay, what am I doing? Have I gone crazy? Just a minute, let me send the link so that I hope I should be getting some. Okay, here it is. So actually this should be the one. I should be just deleting the previous one. So delete for everyone, and let's simply get started from here on. Talking about how much have I covered so far. First of all, it's gonna be quite quick. That simply means I'm not writing the code. I'm gonna make AI write code for me. So it's gonna be quite a quick one. Many things are gonna be done really quickly, but I will definitely explain the code. So what that particular piece of code does, I will be explaining that. By the way, let me open the project that I created for this. Mainly I'm gonna be working on the backend side for now. Later, front end is also gonna be included. And whatever an EdTech website should have, even we are gonna be adding more than that, so that it just stands out. So as for this thing, this is the user schema that I have created. So let's even discuss about the things, because this is the part 1. So these are the things that I created yesterday. So first of all, I initialized the project. I added prettier just for formatting it in a better way. Tab width 2, like there should be only 2 tab width, and use tabs false, like you cannot use tabs like this. Ultimately, this is just the overall what can I say, overall configuration for your formatting. You can know more about it. Semi models, what is this semi? Okay, I'll have to know more about it. Having said that, a single quote means you cannot use single quote, and arrow parents means your parentheses are gonna be allowed and all. So you can know more about it. I just copied and pasted, because again, the main focus is not on writing it on, rather just building it and making it workable. These are the environment variables, but I will be changing them. Coming back to this one, this is the overall structure that I created. Inside app.ts, I just have my .env over here. After that, created the app. After I created the app, this is the course middleware, this is the cookie parser, this is the JSON, URL encoded, and static. So I'm making public static over here. If you know backend, you should be aware of all these things. As for the core options, I'm keeping them inside a config folder. So whatever config related code I have, so if all the code is gonna be here. So core option is gonna be inside course config.ts. So if I go here, so this is the course options. Origin check, this particular function checks the origin. Then credentials true, methods get, post, put, patch, delete and all. Allow headers, content type and authorization. This will mainly be for bearer token. Content type means what kind of content you are sending, right? It could be application JSON, it could be something else. Max age, what is gonna be the age for that particular course. So is a production, what does this mean? Pre-flight cache duration seconds. So I'll have to know more about it. Again, long time ago I wrote it with the help of AI. So there are going to be many things that I'm not aware of, because when you make AI write the code, so at that time you get many more things. So we will be knowing more about that. So let's have a to do over here, and that's gonna be dig deeper into optimal. Arey baapre, ye kya hai? Dig deeper into this. I just wanted to write this, that's it, nothing else. Dig deeper into this. So what for let me even the suggestions are right now. So AI is gonna be suggesting option success status. So these are the two things that I have to know more about. Origin is check key origin, it will be checking the origin. Credentials mean it will allow credentials. Method, these are the methods that are allowed. Allow headers, okay, these are the headers that are allowed. Option success status, if it actually successfully passage, then 200 status should be there. And max age, what is this used for? Mainly in the course section. I have to just know more about it, and that's it. By the way, this is the function origin check. It gets two things, origin and callback. On the basis of that thing, it checks first of all is there origin or not, and if there is a origin, then that origin is part of allowed origins or not. And what is allowed origin? Allowed origin I'm getting from my environment variable. So if I show you here, so raw origins process.env.allow allowed origins, so I'm getting it from environment variables. Once I got them, I'm just simply formatting them. Once they are formatted, then I'm just simply checking it over here. If allow origins contains the origin that I got, then okay, successful, otherwise false. Okay, will not be explaining these things much. Having said that, I will definitely share the code. So I will push it to the GitHub and it will be shared. So this is how this goes on. So coming back to this auth, because I have to be quick, I can't really be stuck with one thing. So coming back to this thing, lastly I have this error handler. I still have to create routes, so there are gonna be many routes, and that's it. If when it comes to the error handler, so this is the error handler that has been created manually. So ultimately what I will be throwing the error all over the wherever I want, and at the end of the day, when everything gets done, so this app.use error handler will be running, and it will be just simply get handling the error. Handling the error in the sense, first of all, it will get the error, request, response, and next. And the error can be either the type of error, or it can be the type of API error. What is this API error? This is a specific class that I have created just for the errors. Again, there are some type related issues. I will be fixing them, but ultimately this is the class that I have. So the error type can be either error or API error. Once everything is done, then I got my error. Once I got my error, I'm gonna be checking with the error that I actually got, that is the instance of API error or not. If that is instance of API error, everything is already formatted, and if that is not, then I will have to format it separately. Apart from this particular thing, error types, error types, I have to generate it. I'll have to generate the type, that's okay. And overall things are fine, so let's even not worry about this. So right now the main focus is gonna be getting the routes ready and all. So just I should go through the code once. I think I should. By the way, when it comes to this particular error type, so there should be a specific type for the error. I don't really have that particular type, so let me get that type as well. So I created a project. Again, I said I'm not gonna be writing it actually, because if I write, it's gonna take ages to just get the things done. So that is why I will take the help of my previous projects that I made, and most of the time I'll just simply copy and paste, and I will even take the help of AI, to get the job done. By the way, I just want the type and type of the error. So what should be the type of the error, right? So ultimately over here, the errors that I will have, what type should they have? And once I have it, and this should mainly be inside this. So if I go to API error, these are the classes. I have API error class, I have API response class. API error structures the error, okay, these are the properties that should be inside the error. API response structures the response, okay, if you are sending the response, you have to add this much these many values anyhow. So if you are sending the response, at that time you have to add the status code, then you have to add the message, then data, and then success. Success is optional, but ultimately these three things need to be added, and that is compulsory. So this is how it goes. By the way, coming back to this error section, over here I don't have this error type, And this error types is that, okay, inside errors is actually gonna be an array. So what all values it will be containing inside that particular array, and most probably it contains two things in the sense, first it's gonna be an array and it will be containing the message, and maybe it will be containing the type and all. Let's see exactly what goes actually over here. So if I actually get the type from here, so types, and again, even this is not gonna be beginner level project. Beginner level in the sense you may not be able to understand some of the things, but if you know FullStack, then you should be able to understand. Coming back to this one, where should I have to go? I have to get the type of the error. So controllers, models, utilities, that is inside utilities, async handler, API error, this is where it's gonna be the type. This is the type for that particular error, and I will be structuring the types as well, because this particular type will only be used in this particular section. Is that so? Let me think. So the type I have for the errors, am I gonna be using inside utility only, or I will be using somewhere else? The question, the answer is I will be using somewhere else as well. So I'm gonna be keeping it inside types. If I were only using inside utility here, but this is gonna be global type, so it is gonna be used here as well. So I can say errors dot, because it will be used somewhere else. So errors dot types dot ts. So this is where I will be having this type, and error types is gonna be nothing but there's gonna be field and there's gonna be a message. Field is going to be optional, message is gonna be like what it needs to be added. So once this thing is done, let me simply import all the things from here. Again, I said you can just definitely have a look at the code at the end of the day, because I will be pushing it, but I will try my level best to explain the things as much as possible. But again, let's see how it goes. So ultimately, when it comes to this API error, so I need to add status code, error, data, success stack. This is just a class that structures your errors. Okay, this is how your error should look like, and these are the values that your error should contain. So there should be status in the error, there should be message in the error, errors, data, and stack. These are completely optional actually. And then once I get the value in the constructor, then I'm gonna be validating the status. Okay, bhai, is this a valid status or not? And after that, I'm just calling this super over here, because this API error actually extends error. In that case, I need to call super over here, and I hope you understand this. Apart from this particular thing, this is again to do object asset prototype this new target dot prototype. Okay, this is again to do long time ago, in the sense once I forget about the long time ago. Once I wrote this code using the AI, and at that time I understood it, and right now I've forgotten it. So research about it or know more about it. This is gonna be to do. It's not like even I know everything, but it doesn't mean that I cannot know that. I will definitely dig deeper into it and know more about it, exactly what it does. Having said that, this code was written by the AI. Okay, object. Even if you don't go with this, it is fine. It is just for the extra thing. If I'm not wrong, this dot name is this dot name this. So if I'm not wrong, what it does, first of all, object asset prototype of this and new target prototype. So the new error that you get, the prototype of that error is gonna be set over here, and this dot name is gonna be this dot constructor dot name. So by default, you will have a name for the error, and that name will be replaced with the new name. So the name of this constructor. So what is the constructor's name? That is the API error. So ultimately, at the end of the day, the error will not be this kind of error and that kind of error. The error is gonna be API error, if I'm not wrong. This just simply replaces the name, and then these things are pretty much simple. Status code is gonna be status code. Error is gonna be errors is gonna be equals to errors. I'm even checking the errors that I'm getting. That is actually an array. If that is an array, okay, fine. If that is not an array, assign the value over here. Data, if I get the data, that's okay. What does this do? There are two options. Either you can use this or you can use this. If you are using these double Dundee, what is this called? Forget about this. If you are using these signs, in that case, it simply means if there is no value inside this, or if it is false, a falsy value, then use this. And if you are using this particular section over here, these question marks, that simply means only if the value is undefined or null, I think, yeah, undefined and null, then only it's going to be used. That simply means it doesn't care about your falsy values. It mainly cares about one thing: if the value is undefined, or if the value is actually null. In that case, this is going to be used. Having said that, if I'm wrong, dig deeper into it. ultimately it doesn't really matter either if you are gonna be using this or if you are gonna be using this, but yeah, this is how it works. Then this dot success is false because that is an error. So by default, the success is gonna be false. Stack trace. This simply tracks the state, tracks the stack. Suppose if you got the error, so it will be just simply knowing the exact line. Okay, this is at this particular line you got the stack. So if you have that by default, that's okay. If you don't have that, either capture stack. This particular method is simply going to capture the stack. This means this particular constructor that this particular API that you have, and this dot constructor is it just simply ignores that. Having said that, do I need to have it here? No more. Dig into this. Okay. I already know about this one. Ki bhaiya, it just simply captures the stack, but I would like to know more. The more, the better. So yeah, let's have this log over here as well. Comment over here, and this public JSON is just simply gonna format. Even if you don't use this, it's gonna be fine. But at the end of the day, whenever you will throw the error, so at that time there is going to be status first of all, then there's gonna be message, then there's gonna be error. So this is gonna be the sequence of the properties. And what I want, first of all, I want my status code, then I want my success, then I want my message. So whatever result you get in that particular result, because in the constructor, first of all, I'm adding status code, then message, then errors. But at the end of the day, when I actually get the response, at that time what I want, first of all I want my status code, then I want my success, then message, then errors, then data. So this is just called things before sending the response. So you are just simply giving it the right way. Okay, first of all there should be status code, there should be then success, then should be then message. So you are kind of formatting it, and if you return from here, the same kind of response you will be getting. So even though you are adding you are not adding the success over here, in the result you will be getting the success. I hope it is clear, because in the constructor you are not really adding the value of the success, but at the end of the day you will be getting the value of the success as a response. So this is where you will be getting the success, and that's going to be the second property. Then message, errors, and data. These are the things that you will be getting. And what am I doing over here? If that's not equals to production, then dot base, that means this, and stack simply means if I'm working on the development mode, at that time I have to include the stack, otherwise I don't have to include the stack. And this is how it just simply gets returned, and whatever is returned from here, that becomes the part of API either. Okay, so this is how it just simply goes. There are few to-dos that we will be going through them, but as for right now, it's completely fine. So if go into this one, it works great. Does it work great? API error, I need to have the type over here. Okay, so looks I am using these types two times. I am using the same error types inside middleware. I am using the error types inside utilities, and that is why I kept inside the types global folder, so that it contains the error types, and the type can be used more than one time. So there are two ways. First of all, there are gonna be global types. Global types are gonna be set globally inside this particular types folder, and there are gonna be functional types or module types. I can say module types. They are gonna be related to a particular module, or they are gonna be related to a particular function. In that case, they are gonna be set there only. If that is not being used more than once, so it's better not to keep it inside types. It's better to keep it inside that particular folder as well. Okay, so we will be getting it done. So let's get it off this, and coming back to this one, I'm gonna be importing the type over here. This is a global type, of course, so keep that particular thing in mind. Everything else is done. Coming back to this one, over now it's time to start working on the routes. So when it comes to the routes over here, so let's see what it, thanks to this again repeating, few things are not going to be exactly the same, because I will be making the changes over here. First of all, this not needed. I need API v1, that's it. I don't even need this, so this much I'm going to be needing. अरे रुक जा भाई, इतना भी suggestion है. And routes, and once I got this route, I will only get one route over here, and from that route onwards I will be managing the things. So import routes, import, I think I need to even routes from index.js. Is that so? Routes index.js. Let's simply even collapse this, comment this. I'm gonna be coming to my routes. I have my index.route. This is gonna be the main file, index.route.ts. This is gonna be the main route file, and this will be handling other routes. So what will be the benefit of it? The benefit of is that over here in my app, I will have to only write one file name, one route middleware, and that route middleware will be redirecting me to this route, index.route.ts, and from here I will be handling all the routes. So let me show it in action so that you actually know it well. So const router, and turns out it doesn't know that I'm using ESM module based. Okay, module type, it does know that. So what is the problem? Router is gonna be router. Let's simply export it. Once it's done, then gonna be back here, define your routes here, and this is not how it's gonna be done. So let's simply go ahead with this. Then what am I gonna be doing? Router dot route, there's gonna be slash auth route, and it will be redirecting me to other route. So slash auth route will be redirecting me somewhere. Similarly, router dot route slash users route I will have. Similarly, wow, some okay, what the hell? It is actually giving me many ones. I will not hesitate to actually get the suggestions here. Users, courses, enrollments, that is great. Assignments, I need the assignments. Yeah, we will have to create that. Grades, this grade section is not there. Even this assignment section is not there. So few things I'm gonna be removing from here, because right now this is not the plan. Assignment, and then adding that submission. We will add it later in our website, but for now these options are not gonna be there. Announcements, discussions slash discussions, yeah, that's okay. Notifications, reports, for getting the reports, analytics, settings, yeah, these things are fine. And let's see what all gonna be happening later. And once I have these many things, so inside my routes I will be creating many more. So many more in the sense, let's go here, inside a user route, and const router, I hope it will be giving the suggestions. Define your routes here, and this nope, yeah, this suggestion I don't appreciate it much too. Like, you will have to write the code on your own anyway. Okay, so once I have this router, first of all I will be exporting it by default, and once it is actually exported by default, after that router dot route, and what you already this is the auth related, not user related. So user dot profile, I should be able to get the profile, that's it. User setting can be user enrollments, user progress, user certificates. So yeah, that does make sense. So user setting, notifications, enrollments, progress, certificates, go ahead. Favorites, message, subscriptions, billing. Doesn't matter how many routes I'm getting. Let's implement all of them at the same time, and we will get it done. इतना भी नहीं है, CRUD operation ही होगा तो चलता है. Coming back to this one, I'm just simply gonna be exporting it from here. Exporting it in the sense, first of all I need to have routes. To get the routes, I can do this. So I will be getting the routes from where? I will be getting the routes from slash routes slash index.js, not really, slash index.route.js. So from here I will be getting the routes. So okay, once I got the routes, then if I go to routes, it is handling all the ones. So API v1, in future if I want to have second version, so I can just simply copy it, I can paste it, and this way I can have all together a new version, and that new version will be containing the new thing. So that is why I just I'm creating the versions like this, so that in future I can just upgrade it really easily. Coming back to this one, auth, and this auth will be taking what? First of all, there's gonna be user. So users and there should be router, but I don't have that particular router, so in that case I'm gonna be getting another one. Getting another one in the sense, go back to user router. I'm already exporting it from here. So user routes. So coming back to this one, now go this one, import user routes from user.route.js. Yeah, that's right. And once I have this here, and then I'm gonna be using user routes over here. So this is how it's gonna be done. Any problem with this? Okay, sorry, my bad. I used a route over here. That route should only be for this route is wrong, because this is gonna be a middleware first of all, because I will be getting all the requests over here. Once I get the request, so this is the middleware, and once things get done from here, then you can just simply continue. Let's simply, okay, thanks to this suggestion, the job gets really done really quickly. So these are not the routes, rather these are gonna be the route middleware. So they are gonna be used for forwarding the request and all. By the way, coming back to this one, user routes and auth section, this soon this project is gonna be huge. Router, this export default router. This is how we are gonna be going ahead. Let's simply import it. Again, I'm trying to make it a really production level application, so that even if I'm not writing the code on my own, I'm making it as good as it can be. Okay, by the way, this is the router. So router dot login, fine, register, log out, refresh token, forgot password, verify email, resend verification email, change password, update profile, delete account. और क्या चाहिए? Okay, excuse me, but all these functionalities are gonna be implemented. Okay, so login, register, log out, refresh, forgot password token, reset password token, verify. I have refresh token right over here. Yeah, that's great. Reset password, verify email, resend verification email, resend verify. Okay, fine. I will be using resend even for that. Change password, update profile, delete account. Fine. So this much is done. Now I need to create the controllers, and yeah, let's simply start working on the things one by one. And even before that, let's simply discuss about the model that I created. So when it comes to the model, let me collapse everything. Coming back to the source, going to the I hope the chats are not on, because if that is on, yeah, I will not be able to actually reply, so that is why I just wanted to turn it off. Coming back to this model, so I have only created one model so far, and that is uh, okay, if you are worrying what is this git keep, so if you are using git to push the things and all, so if there is nothing inside the folder, so just create this empty file .git keep, so it will add that folder. Otherwise, if there is nothing inside the folder, so git will not add that, and in this way you will not be seeing it in your push the result. So if you just add .git keep, so it will be just simply adding it there, as simple as that. That does make sense. Then I have this user model over here, and there's actually a lot. Again, it could be even better, but I thought, okay, let's stop here. And because even I would have to know more about that in that case. First of all, I have the I user in the sense interface, what can I say, interface user, not interface user, forgot the name of, what does I stands for here. Just a minute, coming back to this I user, what does I stands for here in a model. Let's see, make it quick. I think it is called interface. I don't know. Not intelligent, yaar. Model in a mongoose model, mongodb model. And if you actually know about the features of this particular website, edtech website, then you will go crazy. Like, okay, it's gonna be like Udemy like website, but there should be group option, there should be chatting option, there should be video calling option, there should be live stream option, there should be AI features. So ultimately all the things are gonna be implemented. By the way, what are the naming? I should be asking AI regarding this, because online I'll keep looking for the right answer, and I don't have that much time. The thing is that I was already working on some other projects, like that WebRTC project was going on, DevOps section is going on, and that is why I want to get this done, get this particular work done as soon as possible. And gonna be taking the help of AI for the first time. I will hugely, I will use AI a lot in my project. Bhai, what is the problem? The network issue. Let's keep the mobile here. Now there's gonna be no network issue at all, because my mobile has been kept out there, but because of that thing, am I gonna be facing the issue? I think this should be fine. Yeah, right now it is fine, and the network issue is not here at all. Let's continue with this. Should be somewhat like this. I don't want my mobile to be in sun for a long time, but I'll have to keep that. Never mind, let's continue. So what I wanted to ask, just wanted to ask one thing. What does I mean in I user in MongoDB type schema? I mean, this should be okay. Let's make it quick. So I stands for interface, yeah, as I thought of. So coming back to this, interface user, that simply means it contains the type of the user it contains the types of all the values over here. User model, it contains the model, but I think I created it here, right? User model is gonna be creating user using the I user and I user methods, and I user method in the sense interface user methods. So all the methods that I have, first of all I have schema, after that I have some of the methods over here, and all the methods, excuse me, but yeah, I know there are many, but it's better to have them. So I have all these methods over here, and once I have all these methods over here, so all the types are gonna be here, because I'm using TypeScript, and because that is why I have to just simply add all the things over here. So when it comes to the I user, so what all do I have? I have the username string, I have email string, I have full name string, I have password string, I have avatar. Avatar is there's gonna be URL, and there's gonna be local path. URL will contain the URL of the image that has been saved in a Cloudinary platform, any what media provider, media upload provider, and the local path is the local path that you will be saving the file locally, and then that particular path will be saved over here. So that's great. Let's simply get rid of this. No need it. I mean, don't need it. And additional info will contain the additional info. Type is gonna be object ID. That is right. This types comes from where? This types mainly comes from Mongoose. So types object ID. Great. After that, role is gonna be type of roles, and number. What does this mean? Number in the sense this I need to know more about it. Exactly what does this number say over here? Coming back to this, what does number mean here? Because this was used somewhere else as well. Again, the whole thing was generated by the AI, so not the whole thing, I customized it. So coming back to this one, good question, you wrote this. Let's break it down. Suppose you have this const, yeah, I have this as const. So what does this as const do? It makes it read only, and what read only, and let's keep reading. Types of, ultimately it first of all, right now the value is string, right? So if you try to look for it, if you try to check the type of it, it will be string. But if it is as const, then it will be just a student only. So it's like it becomes the student, that's it, nothing else. It's hard to understand, I get it. Let's read more. Type of roles, so means get the type of roles, yeah, right? And after that, so the type becomes read only, student, teacher, and admin. Why it became read only? Because I added at const. So const means it cannot be changed, and even it will be just read only and all, something like that. After that, it is a tuple type, not just a string. Tuple type. Okay, fine. Tuple in Python. What does the number mean? In TypeScript, some array and number means give me the type of any element inside this array. So wow, so this ultimately becomes a type because you are using as constant over here, and as you use number over there just after that, so it simply means give me the type of any element inside the array. So inside the array I have teacher, student, teacher, and admin, and if you actually look for their type, so that's still gonna be student because you have made it at const. So as soon as it is made as const, that simply means now student is just student, and that is the type. So that is how it just simply gets that. And types of roles and numbers, so I'm gonna be getting all the roles once I got the roles of all the types. And after that, once I got the type of roles, after that I'm gonna be getting the number as I get the type. So ultimately there's gonna be an array of the types, and then I'm gonna be getting the number in the sense give me the type of any element inside the array. So whatever the types I have inside the array, I'm gonna be getting the type. Okay, fine. Means give me the type of any value inside roles. Give me the type of any value inside the roles, fine. And that value will be assigned over here. Makes sense. So role is gonna be either student or teacher or admin. It automatically creates a union from the array, fine. So they did this, they did this. Okay, it should be fine. Okay, what does a number actually mean? It means any numeric index of the index. So it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2. So number, any index value inside the array. So it doesn't refer to only one, rather it refers to all. Okay, coming back to this one, enrolled courses, this is gonna be the IDs of the courses, but again that's gonna be an array. And login attempts, how many times the user tried to log in, because if the user tries to log in more than expected, then I will disallow or disable logging for some time. Log until, yeah, I can just simply log the value, it's completely optional. And these things I'm adding just for fun purpose. Let's see how am I even gonna be implementing it. Mainly it could be like whenever the user logs in, if the login failed for some reason, so user can only log in 5 times or can try to log in 5 times, not more than that. If user tries, then maybe after half an hour user can do that again. So it's just gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be be easy to implement this, but let's see what can be happening. Approved, whether the user is actually approved or not. Approved in the sense, mainly it's gonna be for the teachers. Teachers need to be approved. Students are gonna be approved by default. Is suspended, any user can be suspended, and okay, that's great. If you are, admin actually suspended somebody, so it's gonna be here. Is email verified? Refresh token is gonna be here. That's again gonna be optional. Is email verified? This is gonna be here. Forgot password token expiry. Email verification token expiry. Created date and updated date, they are automatically created. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So these are the fields that I have. Control X. Coming back to this one, so these are all the fields for what? These are all the fields for the user model. Okay, and then I have these methods over here. So is password correct? This is the model, this is the method that I have, and this method is directly related to the interface. So the interface that I'm actually creating, it is directly related. That simply means if I get sometimes if I'm gonna be making user is gonna be, if I'm making search over here, so user is gonna be await, and suppose user dot find or user model, call it anything, user model dot find one. So at that time, using this user, you can easily just call all these methods. So they are just related to that particular user document. I hope you got it. Otherwise, we'll of course go through it soon. So is correct password, simply gets the password and returns the promise, and if the promise will say whether the password is correct or not. Generate access token is responsible for generating the access token. Generate refresh token is responsible for generating refresh token. And generate temporary token is responsible for generating the temporary token. Simple. Temporary token in the sense, so you will be using crypto, you will be generating a token. Once the token is generated, you will have the unhashed form, you will even be hashing that, and you will be returning the token expiry. So this is how it goes. Get rid of this one. Hydrated document, I need to know more about it, but let's see what it does. So user document, hydrated document, and iUser and iUser methods. User and this user document is mainly used for what? This user document is used for creating the what? iUser model. It is mainly used for creating the model, and when I'm creating the model, at the time extends model. Okay, it extends the main model, and that main model has these two things, iUser and iUser methods. That's fine. And then it has even one more method, and that is find by email. This is the static method. What is the static method? There are two things in Mongoose. First one is statics, and second one is methods. So if you are creating methods, they are gonna be related to the instance methods. Instead, keeping it simple, they will be related to related to particular documents. And when it comes to the statics, so they are gonna be model level. Model level in the sense, these methods are mainly for the model itself, and static methods or static function are gonna be just for the model, and methods are gonna be just for the document. So using document instance, you can call those methods, and using model, you can call the static methods directly. Hope it makes sense. Otherwise, we will go through it. So this is the, I will not be using this actually. So when it comes to this, so that find by email, this is the method that I am creating, a static method, so that in future I don't have to write find one and then find the email, something like that. I can just simply write find by email, and I can just simply get it. So it's like I'm creating my own function to just simply search the values and all, but this will be done later. And it just simply returns the promise or the user document or the null value. Fine, this is done. By the way, I will be going through it soon. Exactly, I will even try to use it, or I can ignore it too. It's completely up to me. I'm just I created it just for learning purpose. And this user document is needed, so that whenever it returns, so it will be returning the user document. And I'm creating the user document using hydrated document, and that hydrated document contains two things, iUser and iMethods. What does this hydrated document is? I need to know more about. So coming back to this one, what is this? Since you are using Mongoose plus TypeScript, this is very important. What is hydrated document in Mongoose? Hydrated document is a TypeScript type provided by Mongoose. It represents a document that comes from MongoDB and has all Mongoose features and attached to it. As simple as that. This is the type of the document result that you get. Okay, fine. So that result should be containing all the types of the user. Yeah, all the types of the user in the sense all the properties, interface user. So all the properties plus all the methods that are connected to that, and using that you just simply create this hydrated model. That means the user that you get, the user document that you get, this is the type of for that particular user document. Fine. Okay, with that, coming back to this one. So why do we need this interface username and all? So this is just a plain data, but when Mongoose returns a document from the database, at that time await user find one by ID. So at that time you get this user. So this is not just the user, that's right. Inside this that user is not just username and email, rather it contains save method, remove method, ID to JSON is modified. It contains many more things, and because of that thing, what is hydrated document I means, hydrated documents I user means, this means a fully working Mongoose document created from I user. So from the interface user you created this document, and this is the actual type of that user that you got. So that's great. Okay, amazing job. Fine. Coming back to this one, so we've got these many things done, and ultimately at the end of the day, if I just do it like this, so inside models I have a particular type folder. Why do I have this particular type folder? Because there are some types that are mainly going to be used for model only. I have two types folders. First of all, this is the global level type. Over here all the types that are going to be used globally, I will keep them here. And inside this model I will keep only those types which are used inside model. And not only that, inside types I have user types. That simply means the types related to this user model is gonna be inside this. Then profile model type, image model type, there are gonna be many, so that is why I'm just keeping them like this. As for this image model type, what can I do? I can create the type for it as well. So interface image, and the what is going to be the type. ID is already false, created it and nothing will happen. That's gonna be only this much, so no need to have the type over here, mainly because I can have it as well. Sorry, suffering from sneeze. So I can definitely have the type as well over here. And what was it suggesting earlier? Schema, I thought it suggested something. Okay, well, it is just the okay. When it comes to the type, so I can have the type like this, and the type is gonna be what? Let's add this. So it is just simply saying that when it comes to the type of this, so there's a string and there's a local path, and there's a local path is completely optional. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. As for this type, I'm gonna be creating the type like this. So I can make it like bhai interface and I image, yeah, I image, and this is how it's gonna be. And I'm gonna be adding over here as well. So I image is going to be added over here. There are no methods, so I don't even need to add the methods and all. So ultimately this I image simply represents the type of the data it has inside that. So it has the URL, it has the local path. Local path is optional, so I'm gonna be having it like this, and this is how it just simply gets done. So I hope it does make sense. And as for this particular type, so I'm gonna be keeping it inside this. So inside types I will be creating image.types.ts. I will be keeping it here. Of course I will be exporting it as well. So export like this. Once it is actually exported, okay, close this, come back here, import it here. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Simple, easy peasy. Okay, close, collapse this. Oh, these things seem to be done, so let's close this as well. And over here let's simply go through the model, because so far we have only been going through the types. So ultimately what I said, very simple, it contains the I user, it contains the I user model in the sense the model that we created. So if we actually go to the types, so we even created the model. So this model got created by extending the model, and then at the end of the day there are some extra things in the sense is extra static method that I created, and that static method is related to the model, so that should be here only. And model has the user interfaces and user methods. Again, these are the types, you can know more about them. If you ask me to just write directly, even I will get stuck, but I'm able to understand, and I'll get stuck in the sense वैसे इतना भी नहीं फंसेगा, लेकिन there's gonna be a point where I will have to take the help of the documentation, or I'll have to take the help of AI. So it's like I understand what it is doing. And as for being able to write on my own, उसके लिए बहुत समय है. Let's get this particular project done, and then I will start writing the code on my own. Okay, coming back to this particular thing, over here I have my username. Again, it's gonna be like कि username is gonna be unique over here, email is going to be unique over here, there's gonna be full name, there's gonna be password, simple. Avatar, by default it will it has the image schema in the sense it should have URL and local path and all, and by default it will have some value, so it will have URL like this, and local path is gonna be this much empty, and I made the local path option, so that is fine. Additional info it will be referencing to the what profile, and as it is referencing to the profile, it may have the profile info or not. It's completely up to you. Profile info, let's make it optional. Later we can even add it. Role is gonna be having the types of roles, and that can be either admin, instructor, or student. By default it is a student. Enrolled courses, all the courses that I'm enrolled in, they are gonna be here, and again that's gonna be an array. Login attempts, it's gonna be number by default 0. Lock until, it's gonna be date. Approved, whether it is approved, it is only for the instructors. Is suspended, whether it has been suspended, by default false. Email verified, whether the email has been verified. Refresh token, it will mainly be used for generating the access token. So we are gonna be using two things: refresh token, access token, and this refresh token will be used for generating the access token. How it will generate, we'll see. Forgot password token, all the things that we have. Forgot password token. So whenever you are forgetting the password token, at that time over here you will save it. If you are verifying the email, over here you will save it, and we have these expiries and all. Timestamp will add created and updated at. These are the indexes that we are creating: email, username, and refresh token. So on the basis of them we are creating the indexes. No doubt it can be better, but for now let it go. Okay, not only that, we are just using this 2JSON. The way we had 2JSON in the model. So if you actually come back here, and when I actually created the model, not model, so yeah, 2JSON, when I created this API error class, so inside utils API errors, so over here at the end I formatted the response. And formatting the response in the sense, okay, I am getting the data that, but this is the format that I should be sending the data back in the response. So I'm using 2JSON over here. So wherever this 2JSON is used, it is mainly used to either separate the value or add some more values, or at least restructure the data the right way. And that's the same thing I'm doing over here. Coming back to this user schema set and 2JSON, that simply means it will be used for formatting the data. If you want to remove some values, if you want to add some values, if you want to structure them well, so this is how it's going to be used. But what am I doing over here? Let's go through that. Transform, that simply means I have to transform the data. So by default, if I make any request, I will be getting all the results, like I will be getting all these fields. But what I have to do, what I'm saying, bro, I have to transform it. Okay, transform in the sense, here I will be getting something I'm not aware of, got it from the AI, but let me check. So here you will be getting some kind of document, I mean something you will be getting for sure, right? Don't ask me what, I can dig deep. Okay, you get a document and then you get the ID. So here you will be getting the document, and at the end of the day, then you will be getting this return. So I'm mainly worried about this. I'm not worried about this whole document. So let's leave it for now, and let's focus one thing at a time. First of all, I got this using AI, but I understand what it does. Let me discuss that. First of all, whatever is here that is not required. This ret stands for return. Return in the sense, whenever you make a request, so whatever gets returned from here, what all will get returned? Everything, because you have all the fields, so all the information is going to be returned. So you are getting that particular returned value over here, and you can just simply even pass return it from here. But before returning that, I wanna do some logic stuff. First of all, this return is type user. So whatever the user type contains, it will have all those fields, and it will have even the ID. Not only that, it will have created at, updated at. So if I even want to add that, so it will be having created at and updated at, because these values are also gonna be there. So yeah, ultimately now it makes sense. Okay, user type and all these things, especially inside the user type, do I have created at and updated at? I already have created at and updated at. So do I have ID? I don't have ID, but I have created at and updated at. That simply means I don't even need to add them here. But I hope it does make sense. Coming back to this one, once I got this, so I will be returning the safe user. Safe in the user in the sense, this is mainly used for removing some important or authorization related field, like password or your refresh token, or your forgot password token, email verified token. So I want to remove them. So ultimately, whenever I make a request to the user schema, so at the time I don't want to get my password, I don't want to get my email token and all. And for that thing, what am I doing? I'm getting this safe user field. Safe user field contains all the field. Okay, I want my ID, I want username, email, full name, avatar, role, email verified, approved, is suspended, created and updated at. I don't want my password, I don't want my refresh token. So whatever I want, I have kept over here, and I'm just simply exporting it from here. And safe user fields, this is just the type. So it is a first of all saved as const in the sense these are gonna be read only values, and once these are read only values, so I can just simply get the type. So type of safe user field, so I got the type of this. After that, number means it will contain the safe user field will contain the type of any. So this number stands for any, so number can be 0, number can be 1, and it will be containing the field of like type of any one of them. So by the way, once I got those fields over here, so safe user fields means I have all the safe user fields. So these are the safe user fields. I only want to have these. I don't want to have my password. I don't want to have my tokens. So what will I do? First of all, I will loop through that. Okay, then I got the key. So inside safe user, I'm gonna be saving the key and the value of that. So safe user dot key and the return value and then key. So inside this return, everything is there, all the fields are there, and with the help of this key I will be able to select the particular values key. Okay, with the help of the what is going to be the key can be id, key can be username, key can be email. So using that key I'm selecting those fields manually, and then once those fields are selected I'm just simply returning from here. So this is what it does. First of all, this gets automatically run. So whenever you are making any request, so this will run, and at the end of the day the value will be returned in this format. So whatever you return from here, that value is gonna be returned, and at the end of the day you are not returning the password, so that will be removed. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Coming back to this one, I have these two things over here. First of all, let's talk about this one, what it does and all. So first of all, this not modified. So whenever you modify your password, so it's like even if you are trying to sign up or you are trying to log in, at that time you're not login, mainly sign up. So whenever you are trying to sign up, at that time your password needs to be hashed, right? And either you hash that manually or you just create a pre middleware over here. Pre in the sense it will run every time something saves, it will be running before that. So first of all, I'm checking whether this something password has been modified or not. So if not, if password hasn't been modified, return from here. If the password has actually been modified, in that case what will I do? First of all, I will get the password. So this dot password, I will hash it, and once it is hashed, I'm gonna be just simply saving it. Where am I going to get this from? This gets here automatically, because as soon as what can I say? As soon as I try to sign up, I will save the password over there as well, and as I save the password, this password will come to the database will, first of all will check, okay, is the password is being modified over here? Yes, simply get the password. Once you got the password, hash the password, save it in the password. Okay, simple. And there are two things, there are two ways actually, and there's something called updating the password. So once you signed up, later you will be updating the password as well. So updating the password, something like this. Okay, when you actually update the password, there are going to be two methods in the sense, first method is going to be use save. So you updated the password and you are using this .save. Second one is going to be you are using find one and update. So this way you can go ahead with. So there are going to be two ways. First one, you call .save to just save the password when you are updating that, or you call find one and update. So when you are calling save, so at that time this particular pre-middleware will trigger, but when you are calling find one and update, at that time this will not trigger. So if at that time if you are actually updating the password, that simply means your password will not be hashed, and because of this particular thing I have one more pre-middleware over here. So whenever find one and update is called, at that time it will be getting the job done. So this dot get update, it simply gets the update. Once it got the update in the sense whatever update you made, so but suppose you saved the password, right? So it will be getting the update again. I'm just understanding with the text that is written here, because this was written with the help of the AI. Okay, so I just asked the AI to just make it as better as it can, and then it made it better. Then whatever I understood, I added it here. So this dot get update, so you will be updating the password. Once the password is updated, you will be able to check here, okay, this is the updated value I have. Then I will be checking, bro, I got the update, whatever I made the changes. Has the password been changed in that case? Okay, if the password is changed, update.password is gonna be just simply has the password. Khatam. Okay, so there are gonna be two methods or two ways to just simply update the password in future. Either you can use the save method or you can use the find one and update method. Both of them are gonna be triggering these pre-middleware separately or respectively. Coming back to this one, this is the static method I created. What is the use of this static method? This does nothing. It simply uses a first of all, it gets the email. Once it gets the email, so this stands for the user model itself. Find one, it will be finding using the model, and it will be just simply returning from here. Having said that, I should be making it async. Student type async. Then I should be making it await. Let me give it to the AI and check whether this is right. Don't you think this should be come on, async? Just a minute, give me a moment. Alrighty, coming back to this one. So a good question. You wrote blah 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 blah, and should it be async? Short answer: it does not have to be async. Why? You can write it like this, ऐसे ही लिख सकते हैं, and it works exactly the same. Okay, because this dot find one already returns a promise. Oh, it does return a promise already. Got it. Return await this find and so this return await and return this are basically the same. Okay, so they are basically the same. So version on with async. So you can use it with async. This waits for the result, then returns it. Slightly unnecessary if you are not modifying the result. Okay, cleaner it is gonna be like this. So unnecessary when you are not modifying the result. Okay, so when you should use async if you need to modify the result. You need to try catch inside, you need to try catch inside, and you need to multiple awaits. So ultimately, if you are actually modifying the values and if you are actually using try catch values and all, at the time you just use this, and okay, this is gonna be fine. So async, when you should use async, you need to modify the result. You okay, fine. Const user, return user. So this is where I will get the user not found. Here async is required. So ultimately, this dot find dot email, I got the user, then I'm checking whether the user exists or not, and then I'm returning from here. So here it is actually required. That's fine. Fine, one. Got it. Having said that, I will not even be using this static method that I have created. This is just for learning purpose. So I will even remove it at the end of the day. But yeah, you can go ahead with this. Or to make it better, I can have it const user this, and once I have this, I will be checking if not user. If not user, in that case, throw a new error, and let's throw an API error over here because we have that, of course, what we have. So throw API error, and nope, error should be here. API error is mainly for API error is mainly for what? API error is mainly for the response, and also at that time this should be used because I'm not gonna be having status code over here. Okay, that's fine. Return. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Again, this is not going to be used. This is just for the learning purpose. So I'm gonna be just simply collapsing this. Static method to find user by, and not going to use this. It is just for the learning purpose. Having said, because this is gonna be even confusing for those people who don't know it. So that is why I will be using directly. And then I have is password correct. This simply checks whether the password is correct or not, and it just simply awaits it. I get the password. Once I get the password, I compare it with the current one that is saved in the database and return true or false. Generate access token. I think it is just used for generating the access token. I should create a proper function for it. Even I have one of such methods. So if I actually go to another project, where should I go? Let me make it a bit quick. This is the project where I actually have a function for generating it. So it's better to take the help of AI over here, and this is the user model, right? Close everything. Coming back to this, go to the controllers, go to the auth. This is the code I have for generating the things, generate access and refresh token and all. So one thing I'm gonna be asking here to the AI, is this better or should I create a, and whenever it generates, it gets the user ID, it just simply saves the user ID. And what am I doing over here? And over here, not this one. Over here, what am I saving? I'm just simply saving the ID, right? So I can even use a function here. Just a minute, give me a second. Alrighty then, just a sec, one more time. That should be fine. And coming back to this, so I can actually generate a function that can generate a function, not create a function that actually saves the values and all. I mean generates the token, and once the token is generated, it just simply returns that. So let me copy it and give it to the chat GPT. Again, I said most of the time I will be taking the help of AI only here. Should I generate kya generate create a function that generates the JWT token, and where should I keep the code? So now you are thinking of however or thinking, let's focus on this current code instance method. This token in logic is attached to the user document, user generate token. This is good. And professional structure, instead of keeping JWT logic inside schema, so that JWT logic that I have, I can create a JWT.ts. So the logic related to JWT is gonna be inside utilities. That's fine, thank you. And after that, a const generate token, it will be getting the user ID. Once it gets the user ID, it just simply generates that, and that's it. This is how it does. Great job. Coming back to this, so whenever I generated the refresh token and access token over here, I got the user ID. Once I got the user ID, I generated both of them. Once I actually generated both of them, then I had to just simply save them here and return from here. What am I gonna be doing here? A bit differently. So okay, that's fine as well. Again, copy paste. If you don't understand, I will be explaining it. But first of all, this simply creates the JWT token and all. So let's simply copy it first of all. Once copied, generate access token. This is mainly for generating the access token, right? Okay. Generate access token, generate refresh token, save it in the database. Why this is better? Okay, let's do that. So what am I gonna be doing here? Coming back to this one, inside utilities. Nope, not this particular project. Inside this one. So inside utilities, utility. Inside this, I will be creating JWT.ts. JWT.ts. This is mainly responsible for this. What does this do? Let's simply check this thing out. First of all, getting the access token and refresh token from config env. How will I get the access token? From here. How will I get the refresh token? Like this. So this is how I'm getting the environment like access token from config.env, and over there I'm getting it from environment variables. So if I actually because all the configuration related thing is inside this, I don't access the environment variables directly. Rather, I go to my config env.ts, and over here I'm getting the access token, and I'm using this get.env function. So this get.env is function mainly responsible for getting the value from the environment variables. Once it gets, it checks whether the value actually exists or not, and then returns. So this way, while getting the values from the environment variables, I'm checking whether there is the value in that particular variable or not. So this is the check that is actually happening over here. Some extra checks that I have. Again, it's all about TypeScript if you are using JS, so it's gonna be even quite straightforward. And I have this int env as well, so it will get the what it does mainly over here. This is the function that gets the key and that gets the fallback. So in the sense, it gets the key of your environment variable, and if that key exists, I mean if there is a value in the process environment variable, in that case that's great. If there is no value, so at that time that's gonna be a fallback, and you even add the fallback over here. Key I am my port number, so support port number is 3000, and if there is no port number on the what environment variable side in the e.env file, so this fallback is gonna be suppose 8000 or maybe 3000 again. So if you forget to keep the value inside environment variables, so this fallback is going to be used. This is just like that. Having said that, I'm going to get the values from the environment variables. Once I got, because that is gonna be a port or any number, so I need to make sure that is actually a number, because if you are getting something from environment variables.env file, so from there you get it in the string format. Now if that is a number, so you will have to convert it to number. For converting to a number, what will you have to do? You will have to call int env, and that's what we are calling over here. And it gets the port, it gets the fallback. So this is how it just simply goes on. So it will get the value. Once it got the value, it will pass the value into an integer. Once it has passed that, then it will be just simply returning that. So either it will return the passed value if it does exist. So I'm just simply checking, saying that if number dot is finite, passed value is finite, that means that is a real value, and if the past is greater than 0, in that case I will be returning the past value, otherwise fallback in the sense, if the port is 3000 that I provided on the port on the environment variable, fallback can be 3000. So if I don't add any value on the environment side, so this fallback is going to be used. So this is how it's going to be going on. Having said that, get int env converts the numbers in environment variables into the integer. Get env is mainly used for getting them. So I can do one more thing. What is that one more thing? Ki, I have this get env, right? So instead of using it like this, what will I say? Get env key. This get env will be used. So I have int integer. First of all, I will be getting the environment variables. Once I got the environment variables, then I'm checking it and all. So let's simply get rid of this as well. So because I have the function, so I'm using this. So it's all about कि भैया कितना structure कर सकते हो अपने project को. Why am I speaking in Hindi? So it's all about how well you can structure your code, and once you know the basics, you can structure your code with the help of AI. Again repeating, almost all the things are written by the AI. I'm just simply structuring it better and understanding it, and if there is any flaw, I'm removing that, and if that is good, I'm adding that. It's just as simple as that. So you can take the help of AI. Even in this project, I'm taking the help of AI heavily, more than I should be taking, because I don't have time. As simple as that. Okay, and the project is really huge. So if you are able to understand, you can take the help of AI, you can make your project even better, you can configure the things the best way possible. So but before that, you need to have your basics strong. Coming back to this one, let's get rid of this. Generate sign in, generate access token. I have control C. Similarly, I will be generating the refresh token. So generate suggestions refresh token. Not only that, done. So this much is done. I will be getting the refresh token here. I will be getting the expiry over here. So this much is done. So done. Okay, any problem? No problem as such. Not only that, whoa, refresh token. I got the expiry twice of what? This is fine right now. So once I got this, so I'm generating the refresh token, I'm generating the access token, and this I'm just simply sending the user ID. With the help of that particular user ID, those tokens are going to be generated. They are using their secrets, they are using their refresh token and all, and that's it, the job is done. And once the job is actually done, I can come back here, and inside this, instead of using this much logic, what can I do now? Instead of using this much, I can just simply say generate access token, this dot generate access token. Nope. Generate access token from utilities, and I will be passing it what? I will be passing it this dot user, sorry, this dot ID, and that's it. It should be generating that. What is the problem? It coming back to this one, it requires the user ID. Sorry. Nope. Right. It is generate access token, this dot ID. Object ID is not assignable to types. Okay, the ID that I'm actually gonna be getting over here, that's not gonna be string, rather that will be types from Mangooj, Mangooj dot object ID. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Let me copy it from here. Let me paste it over here, and this way I should not be getting the error. So that done. Coming back to this one, right now I'm not getting the error, and right now it's quite simple, right? So you have to make it as simple as possible. And let's simply get rid of this. Generate refresh token, gonna be getting it from jwt.ts, and this, okay, fine. And coming back to this one, no problem as such. Why am I facing the issue here? Okay, fine. Let me give it to the chat GPT. Is this okay? Yes, this is perfectly okay and actually very clean pattern. Okay, thank you. Done. This. This is good. Separation of concern schema utility, very clean, reusable. Yeah, reusable, easy to modify. Yeah, small improvements. Make sure ID is converted to string, because Mongo ID is object ID, but JWT payload should ideally use string. Okay, thank you. So I will be converting it so to IO string. Okay, fine. In that case, I can do one thing, keyboard bro. This is going to be converted to an string over here, because that is mainly required for JWT. So to string, just like this, not like this, sorry, to string. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Bad dot to string, and I'm going to go here, and right now I'm gonna be replacing this type. I'm gonna be keeping a string over here only. Once this is done, get rid of this thing, Coming back to this, overall things are working fine. Great job. So this thing is done. I have this password correct, and this is done. Get temporary tokens. It is mainly used for what? Get temporary tokens will be used when you are doing. ये कब use होगा? JWT token is for the authentication. This will be used when you are actually verifying the email or verifying the email and sending forgot password email. At that time this particular token will be used. And hence what you are doing using the crypto, you are just simply generating the random bytes, and after that you are converting it to the hex format. After that you are even for kind of hashing it. You are hashing it so that it even becomes more secure and all. So you are just simply hashing it using SHA-256 algorithm, and you are going to be updating what? You are going to be updating the unhashed token, and after that you are going to be digesting into hex format, going to be converted into the hex format. Once it is converted, so right now you have the unhashed token, you have the hashed token, and after that you are even like adding the expiry. This should not be here, token expiry. So token expiry 20 minutes. I'm gonna be going to my environment variables here. Almost all of them are not even workable, so they will not work, so don't worry about that. Token expiry 7 day or 20 day. 20 minute था कि 20 minute था भाई. I don't know whether this minute is gonna be working or not. Hash token 20 minutes. Token expiry can actually be 20 minutes, that's right, but when it comes to this, so it should not be having that, it should be having this much, right? So let me give it to this. Over here token expiry should always be a number. Let's see. Yes, token expiry should always be a number. In your code is already number, so that's great. So it needs to be like that. Apart from this particular thing, I don't really need to worry about it. Having said that, now I need to save it in the database. So MongoDB works better with the date, better version. 20 did this, fine. So since you are building a serious backend, 32 this hash token, this fine. 20 multiplied by this. So okay, I'm gonna be using date over here. So what it is saying actually over here, what this line returns, date.now plus this, right? So ultimately date.now returns me time in the millisecond, and 20 multiplied by 20 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds and multiplied 1000. So I'm adding the milliseconds over here as well. So milliseconds plus milliseconds, so it just simply returns the number, and number plus number is gonna be equals to number. Token expiry is gonna be number. So this is how I get the milliseconds over here. Should it always be a number? Yes, for database storage it's better to store expiry as a number. That's great. And as this is like that, so a token expiry is gonna be new date to date.now plus this. It actually already returns the milliseconds, and I'm passing those milliseconds to this new date class, and that simply gives me the token expiry. Because Mongo in schema, token expiry date is type date. That's right. So temporary token expiry date, that's fine. So I'm gonna be going with this. Token expiry greater than new date. Let me check my schema that I have. So models, user, come on, models, user model. I was already here. So at the end of the day, I will have these tokens, forgot password token, and the type is going to be date. So it's better to convert it into date here, right here. And not only that, this particular token expiry needs to be imported over here. That simply means I need to keep it inside my environment variables, and that is something I have already done it. So let's make it 20 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 60, just like this. I think this multiplication does not work over here. So 60 multiplied by, so let's do this calculation. 6 to the 12, so 120 to, so 6 to the 12, 00 000 1200 12,000. I hope it stands for this. So I don't really think whether it works and all, so I'm gonna be keeping it here. I hope it makes sense. And what I'll do, I'm gonna be getting it here. So inside environment.ts, I'm going to get the value of that, and as I'm getting the value of that, I can directly use the int environment, right? So this is gonna be amazing too. So auth config, so auth related configuration, right? Whatever is being used inside the auth. So I have my verification token, they did this. I will have one more thing, export const token expiry in milliseconds. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead, and token expiry in milliseconds. And first of all I will be getting it. Okay, let me name it better. Coming back to this one, I'm gonna try to use the same format, milliseconds, but using this format there is gonna be something wrong. This is right, verification token in milliseconds, token expiry in milliseconds, so let's simply keep it here. So this much is done. As for the secrets, so let's simply get rid of this right now, there is gonna be left. So I just have the secrets over here, and when it comes to this secret, so nope, sorry, access token, and these are different ones. So let me cut them from here. Even it's gonna be quite interesting managing these things. So coming back to this one, token secret, token expiry not needed, because I have separate secrets and for separate expiry for the access token and refresh token. Same is gonna be over here, verification token expiry. अब इतना कितना होता है 60 multiplied by 600 multiplied by this. What does this mean? Verification token expiry. So is it equals to 10 minutes really? So 10 minutes multiplied by 60 multiplied by 1000. Yeah, so this is actually equals to 10 minutes. So I hope I can just use comments here. Can I use comments here? This is actually equals to 10 minutes. Arey yaar, what am I doing? Yeah, 10 minutes, and this is again equals to 10 minutes, but I will be this is equals to 20 minutes. So at least it's better to have it like this. And there are gonna be some extra things. Coming back to this one, so auth config.ts is mainly gonna be containing the configuration token and all over here. Got it. This in env.ts mainly contains these two functions, get env and int env, and it contains some again access token and refresh token here as well. How can I organize this? So I'm using the access token and refresh token here, and these are the access token and refresh token inside the environment variables. And coming back to this, some of the variables I have here. Let me cut it from here. So these are kind of constants one. How about this? Wait a minute. All the environment variables. Let me ask this AI. How about importing all the environment variables inside .env, sorry, inside config.env, config/env.ts, and then exporting to, or then importing in config/auth.config.ts. Now, okay, ठीक है भाई. Short answer, yes, that is correct professional approach. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here. Instead of just getting them here int env and all, so what I'm gonna be doing here, that's gonna be pretty straightforward. That is, copy the whole thing. Let me copy all of these things. Coming back to this one, pasting it here, get rid of this, get rid of this. So this much is done. Verification token expiry in milliseconds. What I'll actually do, I have this verification token expiry in milliseconds. I'm simply importing it, and environment. So int env, get env. So what can I do? Get env is mainly used for getting the environment variable. So this is how it just simply goes. And if they are the numbers, so I will be using NTNV. That's okay. If they are numbers, in that case I will be using this. So that makes sense. So let it be like this. I'm gonna be going ahead with this much logic. So forgot password token expiry in milliseconds. So this is how I will be just simply getting them. Once I've got them, after that what will I be doing? I will actually be just simply importing them over here. So in that case I can just simply get rid of this. Nope, not this one here. Or let me have both of them here. What was this? Token expiry, right, in milliseconds. I'm not even gonna be having it here. So export const token expiry. This is how it's gonna be going on. And I have verification expiry and this token expiry. But do I actually want to cut it from here? I'm even gonna be having it here. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So int, and this is gonna be the default value of it, and 20 minutes and all. And once I have this much, I will actually export it to this. So that simply means I can cut it, and that's gonna be forgot password token expiry, just like this. Where will it be coming from? In milliseconds. This actually needs to come from, well, I'm not getting it for some reason. Int env, and similarly copy it and get rid of this. It's gonna be actually like this. But in that case why am I not getting the suggestions here? Because the names are same. That's okay. So coming back to the environment variables, the names are actually like this. That's fine though. So let's do one thing. Auth config, I will actually just delete everything from here. So even this is going to be removed, this is going to be removed, this is going to be removed. Auth config, I will have these two things. Okay, so now let me ask this question to the AI, how to format it better. I am getting all the, or I am importing all the environment variables inside config/env.ts, and I have only this much left inside auth.config.ts. How to structure the code? It's all about learning how structuring gets done, because logic wise we can get the things done. All environment variables inside this. This is exactly how the backend starts. So all environment variables inside this auth config.ts has only constants like this. You are wondering how should I structure this properly? First, understand the responsibility. In env, reads from process env, parses and validates and exports safe values. Auth config.ts, auth related constants, auth related configuration should not read a process env directly. Yeah, that's right. Separation. That separation is correct. Clean professional structure can be given inside this. I'm gonna be having environment variables here, and so verification token expiry, and I have this and all. And config, I'm actually going to get the environment variable, and auth config, and auth config will actually just simply use these things, auth config dot expiry in milliseconds and all. This is also fine. So as conscious, this structure is better. Logical grouping bad. So okay, let's go with this cleaner. So what it is actually asking me to do, okay, first of all import everything inside the environment variables, export it from there. So let's try to do the same. We'll have to make many changes, but at the end of the day, what is this? Const env, and whatever I have inside env, I will be getting it there. Environment variables. Okay, let's do it. Paste it. And once I have this environment.token expiry, and for this thing, what is the code for this? Int env token expiry, verification token expiry in milliseconds. Let's simply cut it from here, and I hope get rid of this. I think the same logic has been used over here. Let's simply replace it as well. So yeah, it's kinds of the same one. So this much is done. Forgot password, token expiry int millisecond, forgot password story. Okay, token expiry milliseconds, this much is done as well. So ultimately overall things are fine. So that simply means I can get rid of the whole code from here, and I have just simply this particular way to just handle the things. Once I have these many things, I will be exporting them from here. So environment variables, and apart from this particular thing, do I need to have anything else? I have a refresh token and expiry. Use them wherever they are required, so I don't really need to worry about that. Cut it. Okay, I'm not gonna write the logic, but I will definitely learn how it is structured the best way. Is this okay? This is actually very well structured. Thank you, you did well. Thank you. You validate okay, these are the good points, right? Thank you. Separated small improvements, important issue, access token expiry, this okay. You are casting it, but this is not safe validation. It's just telling TypeScript to trust you. Okay, so access token expiry is gonna be get environment variables, even better, validate format optional advanced. So string value, access token expiry, string value, minor improvements in the .env int env right now. Parse int and this works, but slightly in here. Number value, so we can just simply use the number over here because this. Arey bhai, give me the whole code. Who is gonna just simply go through it? I will understand the code itself. Give me the whole code, and let's see what it changes it actually makes. Config.ts, all the code I'm gonna be having here, and let's I will have to change it because even if it gives that there are some errors and I already know them, so I hope it will not be able to figure that thing out, something that I'm already thinking. Access token signing in, how to use it. First of all, let's simply paste everything here. Let's see what it just does here. So first of all, .env config get a required environment variables. Fine, once I got the required environment variables, after that key value missing. Fine, get env, and then I have parse the values, so it will be going on like this. Process number it is using, that's better, and is finite less than, if there it if it is not, then of course it returns the error. That's great. And parses the JWT string 15, like okay, fine. Just a sec, 1 minute. I will have these logs here, but not this way, rather in some another way. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So I have to get environment variables, and the second one is gonna be okay, parse positive integer into environment variables. So this is also done. So it's all about I'm learning how to structure the code, okay, logic wise. So of course everything is gonna be done. So this particular thing is done as well, but if I'm doing it, so I should be learning something, right? That is why. Okay, JWT expiry token, like 15 minutes 7 days, that is fine. Expiry token as a string value, so get environment variables using key, I will be getting it. So this is actually a function, get env as a string value. That's fine. So get env will be used, and I'm gonna be giving it the key, and string environment will be simply returning it. So this is interesting. Centralized environment configuration, so I'm gonna be having centralized environment configuration over here. Okay, coming back to this one. So first of all, I have app, what, environment app node env. Wow, amazing job. So node in process dot env dot node, yeah, otherwise development, if that exists, otherwise development. That's great. Apart from this particular thing, port is gonna be, so app dot node env I can get, app dot port I can get, env and this, and that's fine too. Apart from this particular thing, I have JWT related stuff, so env dot JWT, and that code is gonna be access token, access secret, access expiry, refresh secret, refresh expiry, refresh secret, refresh token secret. Can I add one thing here? Of course I would like to. अरे यार क्या कर लिया मैंने. So let's go with one at a time. Come on, can't I do it today? At least right now, let's get up. So access token secret, access token expiry. I want to have this name token here. Refresh token. This is how it's gonna be going ahead. By the way, access token secret get environment variables. Access token expiry string environment variables. So this is how I will be getting it. Fine. When it comes to the tokens, so verification length 32. Token. Verification length 32. I don't need to have this actually. Why? These are the environment variables. I need to have the environment variables, right? Yeah, verification length, verification token length. So at the end of the day, that is just simply a token verification password. Hang on for a while. All the time, both the things are gonna be the same, right? Forgot password length and forgot password expiry. So even they are separate, but overall things are gonna be the same. They are just gonna be normal tokens. So yeah, but it's better to create a common function. That's fine. So verification length, verification expiry, forgot password length, forgot password. This is crazy. Verification token length, verification token expiry milliseconds, forgot password token length, forgot password token expiry. Yeah, token expiry. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Temporary expiry. What does this mean? Temporary expiry environment. Token expiry. This token I actually had this for this only, because at the end of the day I will be generating the token and all, and that simply means I'm not gonna be using this. Okay. But there is a problem. The problem is that I am creating a common function for creating the tokens. If I go to my model, so over here this is the common function for creating the token, generate temporary token and all, and that's gonna be problematic. So what will I do? Temporary token, those temporary tokens are gonna be for sending the email and all. That's right. In that case, let me do one thing. First of all, this is gonna be generate token. It is mainly going to be responsible for generating the token, and that's it, nothing else apart from this particular thing. Let's simply get rid of this timing, and token expiry is gonna be problem. That's great. And what I'll do, instead of having two separate ones here inside environment, not here actually, environment.ts, over here I have separate inside tokens I have these two separate things. So what will I do? There should be a function that takes both and that simply generates the token. I need to have these things separately. Okay, got it. Coming back to this, what will I actually do here? Okay, I have this verification token, I have verification token expiry, I have this. Okay, I have these values, and in my model, instead of getting, I will be getting everything here. So I will be getting the token, not type, I will be getting token what should I be getting there? Inv.ts, token length and token expiry. So coming back to this one, token, I will these things are gonna be sent by the user side. So token length, number, token expiry, this I will be getting. Let's simply change everything. Or yeah, so let's see what am I doing here. First of all, generate token will just simply generate the token, and token length, token expiry milliseconds, const and hashed token. So crypto randomized token length plus this. Fine. After that, hashed token is gonna be just like this. So I got a hashed token as well. token expiry is gonna be equals to date dot now, and this date dot now, I will be adding the time over there. The time is actually I get it from the environment variable side. I'm adding it here, that's fine. And once this is done, then it will be converting into the date format. I'm going to be returning it from here. So this is how I'm going to be going on. So this is the generate token function that I have. It will just simply get the value. That value may belong to the forgot password token, or that value may belong to the reset pass, verify email and all. That depends, but this is going to be just a common function over here. So this is done. And coming back to the env.ts, everything is filed as const instances. This is going to be read only. That simply means you cannot change the value of it if you want. Okay, fine. Environment exported. Once everything is actually exported from here, I can go to my this. I already have these things here. Verification length, import env from this. So I already got environment variables. Cut env from this env. अरे भाई इतने suggestions भी नहीं .ts, sorry, cut it. Import env from env.js, and this should be more than enough. That's it, I don't want anything else. Close this. And as per the AI, what all is suggested me? It suggested me to have these things. That's okay. Inside env.ts, I already have them. After that, let me zoom out a bit. Why this is professional, recommended structure, your backend. So access token signing in. So generate access token, user ID. This now it will need environment JWT access token expires in and something like this. Environment JWT access expiry, access token expiry. That's fine. I'm gonna be using it that way only. And once all of this is done, what should I have inside auth.config.ts? Let's check this thing out. First, what should auth do? Not read process env, not pass the environment variables, only organize the auth related configuration, combine values and all this thing. So that simply means it should be containing this auth config. Okay, this contains, apart from this particular thing, access secret, access expansion. I'm overdoing it. This is called overdoing the same thing. So what will I do? I'll keep it simple. Let's go with this much only. Let's get rid of this. I can get them directly from environment variables. How about I just simply keep the length, verification token length, and I think I'm getting the length from the environment variable itself directly. So when it comes to the length, so if I just simply check this thing out over here, so verification token length, that is the only thing that is remaining. Verification token length, I'm already getting it, and as I'm already getting it, so let me do one thing, Control C. Should I remove auth.config.ts and directly use env.ts? Okay, and now you are thinking about, yes, you can remove this and directly use this, and in your current project side, this is actually the cleaner choice. So env.jwt, env.tokens, when you should keep auth, keep it only when you want to combine multiple config into one domain layer, you want to override values, you want to compute derived values, you are building very large app with modular domains. Yeah, I think whatever it is suggesting, that does make sense, because when it comes to this environment variable, so inside this I have my app related stuff, inside this I have my JWT related stuff, I have my token related stuff. So over the time, this is actually gonna be quite a big one, and as this grows, I will keep getting the environment variables over here, but this will actually become quite a large one, so I need to have the separate environment files here. So what it suggested earlier, it suggested this particular thing, and this is actually great. It does make sense. So what am I gonna be doing? अरे भूल गया मैं किधर था वो. Bro, lol. Where could I have kept that? Is this the one? Jellywood.ts? Not really, not this one. And apart from this particular thing, okay, this is where this is how I was supposed to be keeping the things. So config, let's simply cut it, copy it actually, and replace it with this. And I'm gonna be making the changes over here, that is for sure. But only auth related environment variables are gonna be inside this one. So first of all, this should be in environment.js. This is how it should be going ahead, and then of course jwt dot access token secret, jwt dot access token expiry. Let's tokens verification token length expiry, tokens forgot password length, forgot password expiry milliseconds. Temporary token is not required, so let's simply get rid of this. So this much. Security salt rounds, amazing job. I mean, love this, yeah. Security salt rounds and max login attempts can be 5 as const, so they are gonna be inside auth. I'm just simply keeping them here itself. Salt rounds, I'm gonna be having them 10 because oh, let's use 12 this time. For the first time I'm gonna be using this. Is it good to keep salt rounds 12? Arey bhai, salt rounds 12, or should I keep it 10? This is a real world security decision, not just coding. You are asking, should I keep the salt 10 or 12? So what are salts? This, so salt round cost factor, higher number means more secure, slower hashing, more CPU uses. So 12 versus 10. Practical comparison, security low. Okay. Let's start with this. Good, fast, most apps. 12 very good, medium, production apps. Let's go with fast. I mean 10 CPU just I don't want that much, so let me make it 10. Max login attempts, the user can max to max login only 5 times, can try to login 5 times, otherwise after that there's gonna be delay. Okay, by the way, let me make it a JWT access token dot secret, access token dot secret, access token dot expiry, refresh token. I want to make the names proper, and verification token dot length, tokens tokens dot verification token dot length. That's okay. Forgot password, tokens dot forgot. Yeah, that's right. And security, that is okay, fine. So I'm gonna be going with this much. Coming back, how am I gonna be using this auth config that I have over here? So this should be used inside model as well, first of all. So if I go to my model, I'll actually have to change many things, and first of all, nothing needs to be changed here. Generate access token, nope. Generate refresh token, nope. Well, nothing is gonna be changed, at least right now. Great job. We are actually formatting it the best way possible. I love this formatting. It is just amazing. And username, email, and everything is here. And right now our user model is ready to be used. Generate token will be generating the token, refresh token, they are going to be generating the refresh tokens and all, exporting it from here. One more thing, can I check one thing here, and that is can I give the type here? So mongoose, so this way I can just simply have it. So that's going to be iUser, and this, so this is just simply the type. And can I write one more thing? Mongoose dot models suggestion de bhai dot user, otherwise this. What it does it returns, first of all, it will be checking whether mongoose dot models dot user, it has already been created or not, and if it has been created, then that's great. If it hasn't been created, anyone is going to be created. So this is how it's going to be going on. Let me copy it from here and give it to the chat GPT, and at the end of the day, let's check the overall response, how it returns. Just a minute, give me a second, hang on for a while, I'll be back. Alright, then let's continue from here on, and I hope it's clear. Coming back to this one, let's simply give this ultimately overall model code to the ChatGPT, and hopefully it will be able to give us the suggestions on top of that. So what you did very well. This new Manguji schema, very good TypeScript. Okay, this is fine as well. Proper indexing, select false, pre-save and all. These are the things that we are using, and clean token generator, and important improvements. Salt round don't hash code 10. You wrote 10. Okay, sorry for that. Coming back to this, first of all, we have to use the auth config that we have. So that simply means whenever we are generating the token, and where are we generating the token? That is being generated over here. Mainly when we are hashing the password, at that time it needs to be over here. What? Auth config dot security. This is actually amazing. I mean, nothing could be better than this. Security dot salt round. If you have ever used this, I mean built a backend, then now you should be getting the idea exactly how the things are actually being organized in the best way possible. So auth config security and salt rounds, I will be having the salt rounds over here. Same thing is gonna be having over here. So auth config security salt rounds, and this is how it's gonna be going on. So I've done this much, pretty much interesting. Apart from this thing, what else can we change here? That else thing can be, whenever you are updating the password, environment security salt rounds, we can get the security from environment as well, and we mainly we are getting it from auth rounds, because auth config. First of all, this is related to auth, and we have kept it there only, so that's fine. And find one password check is unsafe, not a password, then return problem. If update is $set password and new pass, then update password is undefined. In that case, what can I do? In that case, I will be checking update.password or update.$set password. So it is just simply asking me to add in this much. If there is no password, then okay. If there is a password, at that time hash the password. Once the password is actually hashed, then update password this and update $set. The thing is that you can update the password two types, two ways. First of all, there is something called $set. You can use this $set keyword or method, whatever you call that, to just simply set the password. And apart from this particular thing, you can directly set that. And because of that thing, there are two ways to just simply ultimately set the values, and that is why it is just simply giving me the suggestion. So let me just paste it over here. Gonna be getting every suggestion. If I understand that, if I know that will work, I will get that. So first of all, it is just simply telling me that update.$set.password, you can directly set the password, or the password could have been set using $set keyword as well. And because of that thing, I'm gonna be checking for both, and once I've checked it, if the password does not exist, return from here. If the password does exist, after that, okay, first of all, let's have it here. I'm gonna be hashing the password. Once the password is actually hashed with the password and the salt rounds, it will be hashed. Once it is hashed, I will be checking if update.password exist. In that case, do this. If this exists, do this. And this existence will be checked on the basis of how you actually updated your password. So if you updated your password using directly, so this update.password value will be available, and if you updated it using $set, this particular thing will be available, and we will be checking it in action. So it's not like we are just simply writing the code. Whatever we are writing, we will check it. Okay, so this is how we are gonna be going ahead. So this thing is done as well. Save is already done. What are the other better version? Okay, to just simply remove redundant index. So email unique true, and they already have it. So unique tree has already creates index, so this is redundant. So this is redundant, so I'm gonna be remove them, and at the end of the day, user is only one is gonna be there. That's okay. So it is just simply saying that you are repeating something, and that repetition is this index is I'm gonna be having here. And apart from this particular thing, it is gonna be unique, and I think unique already creates this. So coming back to this one, unique true already creates index. So you don't even, whenever you set the value unique true, the index is automatically created, so you don't need to recreate them. So that's amazing. Find a by value, if not using, remove it. Dead code, bad code, I know. Let's simply remove it from here. This is just for the learning purpose. This was just for the learning purpose. So right now I'm not gonna be using it actually later, so it's better to simply remove it from here. this is the static method, and this is how you can just simply create the static method. But this is gonna be production ready application, so I will remove it. Small improvements in mechanism. You have login attempts and log until, but no logic here. So later you should add user schema methods is logged in. So let's simply add it and then understand what it does. So coming back to this, I'm gonna be adding it here, and let's simply check this thing. So is logged. This is gonna be the method that I will be able to call, and this will check whether the user is logged or not, and what it returns. This dot log until it gets, if this exists, in that case this dot log until, if it is greater than current, that means the user is logged in. Is logged will be true. Ultimately what it does, whenever you call is logged method, so it will check whether this dot log until, the value of this log until is greater than the current time, get dot now. If that is greater than current time, in that case just simply return true. So ultimately you are using double these exclamation marks over here. That means first of all it will become false, just after that it will become true. So false to false to, I will be even checking ki bhai, okay, it does the job, I know, but why are we using this? To do is gonna be, I can directly return it from here, right? Why, अरे बाहर बात के लिए क्यों छोड़ते हैं भाई, अभी पता कर लेते हैं. So let's simply why are we using this redundants, not redundants. Let me come back here. This particular section, overall everything is fine, that's great. कहाँ गया भाई, भाग गया. Okay, this is the section. Why are we using this? Can't we return directly? Just like this. Excellent question, thank you. You are asking about this pattern. So why can we return directly? Of course yes. So what it does, converts a value into true boolean, true or false. It forces true the false value, falsy boolean. So if that is hello, true, 0, true, this, true, false, undefined, false. So in your case, this, what does this return? So false, undefined, date, boolean. It always not always clean boolean. An example with this, this log until. Okay, fine. So what does this return? It can return false, it can return undefined, it can return the date, it can return the boolean, not always a clean boolean. So log until this returns undefined. There could be possibility that this is going to return undefined, that defined not false. Okay, that's great, got it. What is the thing? And this needs to be converted to a false. So apart from this particular thing, this, okay, and cleanest professional version, it is going to be returning boolean. First of all, from here return this log until, or even better, boolean. This is too much actually, both are fine. This is making it insane. Either you use this or you use this boolean, both of them are gonna be working over here. I will be telling you exactly what is the reason behind it. Look, the thing is that there could be possibility that log until does not exist. So if it does not exist, it is undefined. And if it is undefined, that simply means when you are checking it from here, so if this value exists, then only you will get true the values from here. If this log until does not exist, in that case you will be getting undefined. Now that undefined value needs to be false, and that is why you are making it true and then you are making it false. So you are converting the things from true to false, and this way it just simply gets converted into boolean. You can even use this boolean class over here. I hope this is called the class, I don't know. Is this a class? Boolean constructor? Yeah, I hope. Nope, this is a method. Type. You can convert the types over here, so you can just do the type conversion. So boolean, if you write over here, so the type is going to be converted, and that's it. If you are getting undefined from here, it will be converted to false. So it's all about ki all the time you are getting true the values, true or false, and because of that thing you are gonna be using this here. So it will be ultimately boolean is going to be returned. Amazing job. And this is just for the checking purpose, and nothing could be better than this here actually. So we have done quite a lot of things. How about this? Let me ask this thing, because I added it from my own side. So is this okay? I learned this when I was learning Next.js. So at that time I learned that okay, models can be get directly like this as well. So I just thought of adding it, and yeah, your code is this, why this pattern exists, did this overwrite. When does this happen? मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ कि नहीं पढ़ता इसको. पढ़ लिया जाए. As I user model, that is right. So let's simply go through it really quick. थोड़ा पढ़ लेते हैं. So your code is this. Yeah, my code is this. After that, why this pattern exists? Mongoose does not allow redefining model with the same name. So you can not redefine the model with the same name. You will get overwrite model error and cannot overwrite user model once compiled. So when does this happen? This commonly happens in Next.js hot reload. That is why I said when I was learning Next.js, at that time I learned this serverless environment variables, dev mode with file rendering, testing environment variables. So this pattern mongoose models.user means if model already exists, use it, otherwise create it. That's amazing. Is it needed in every node app? Needed when using Next.js, using hot reloading, using serverless functions. Turns out it is not needed here. So not strictly needed when classic Express server app starts once, not hot reload, but in Express apps keeping it does no harm. It does not harm, we will keep it, but yeah, this is mainly used when you are using Next.js. Cleaner version can be export default mongoose models user as user model. This is going to be exported like that, and I user model, and that is nothing else. Better done. So it's not important because hot reloading will not happen. Hot reloading in the sense this particular file, your mongoose connection will not be created over and over. In Next.js it actually happens. So whenever the request comes, the mongoose connection gets created, and most probably when actually everything starts, model gets created as well. And because of that thing, it is important in Next.js, but it is not important here. But what is the loss in having it here? No loss. So this is the overall one schema, that is the user schema, and this is actually the most important one because overall things are here and everywhere else is gonna be easy peasy things. Having said that, coming back to this one, already back, coming back. I mean, let's continue from here on. I hope it's connected again. Yep, it is. So coming back to this one, first of all, generating the token. When I'm generating the token, I'm passing the user ID. Again, access token should come from where? This is gonna be related to the auth. So auth config dot token jwt secret. And this is going to be jwt dot access token. I mean, this is amazing. Access token dot what? Access token dot secret. Literally, yeah, this is the best configuration. This is, I mean, you are organizing the things in the best way possible. So auth config, then jwt related code configuration I want, then on top of that access, and there should be jwt secret, and let's simply replace it with this expiry or expires in. So this is gonna be this much. So once this is done, and secret and expiry, okay, same thing is gonna be actually happening over here. So let's simply replace this. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Refresh token expires in. What is the problem? It does not contain the code of the refresh token. That is bad. So I need to go to auth config. Access token is here. Refresh token is actually okay. This should be refresh token actually. So let's keep it like this, and let's keep it expiry. So expiry like this. So expiry like this. So over here I'm gonna be just simply changing it expiry and expiry. Love this, and amazing job. So this much we've done. Once this is done, let's simply get rid of this. And the thing is that until unless you actually make a production ready application and you make that over and over, you will not be able to make that again. So take the help of AI. And if you actually know everything, ki bhaiya, if it is happening, then why it is happening, what's how you can even customize it and all. If you know that, take the help of AI and make after writing the basic code. So write the code on your own, take the help of AI, make the code better, and keep making the code better over and over. And over the time, you will be able to write the code on your own without the help of AI. So that's what I do, and I hopefully it's gonna be working for you too. Coming back to this one, in this all overall AI is gonna be working. Gonna be here. Overall things are done. Let's close this. Model is done right now. What is this? This is get config. This is the env.ts. It just simply gets everything. Amazing job. App node env. This jwt secret token, forgot password and all. That's okay. What else do I have here? I can have some more ones and later I will be adding them here. So let me click Control W. This is gone. What is the next thing that I have to do? Overall model is ready. Now it's time to work on the controller. Okay, so need time to go to the controller, and over here I have to create it. Okay, but before that I need to go to the routes. So over here, user routes, the auth route, and here I need to just first of all I need to create the controller. So creating the controller in the sense configuration, there are actually a lot of things. User controller.ts, is that so? User controller, auth controller. I'm going to have two controllers here. First one is gonna be auth controller, second one is gonna be user controller. So let me have one more. I already have auth controller here, by the way. So auth controller const, अरे इसको भी छोड़ो, export const login this. But not only this, this is not how I'm gonna be handling the things. So I'm gonna be wrapping everything inside async handler. What does this do? I will be even explaining this. So everything is wrapped, going to be wrapped inside async handler, just like this, and I'm gonna be making it async. So this is how overall things are gonna be going on. What is the problem? Async handler cannot be used as a value because it was imported using import type. Oh, sorry. First of all, get rid of this. Second thing, I'm gonna be importing async handler again from utilities. This is how it's gonna be going on. I'm gonna be giving the type here. So request. Request is going to be imported from express. I'm gonna be giving the type here as well, response, and response will be exported from the express side. So this is the handle, the login here. So this is done over here. And when it comes to this async handler, so this async handler takes this particular function and runs that function. If there's an error, returns the error. So this way what will happen, you will not have to use try catch block over and over. So if I go to this async handler over here, so again it's a big one, but just try to have a look over here. So what am I doing? Async handler gets the request handler function, the same function that it had, and once it gets, it is gonna be running this particular function. It just simply returns this function. So whenever you're calling async handler, so ultimately this function is being returned, and when this function is being returned, so easily you get a request, a response, and next. Why you get request, response next over here? Because whatever function login has, so login has what? Whatever function async handler returns, that's the same function login will contain. And login is gonna be kind of a controller, so controller already gets a request, a response, and next, and that is why you are getting them over here. Once you got them, then what you are gonna be doing? You are using promise.resolve. It makes sure that this request handler function runs, and after that you are, if there is any error, you are gonna be catching the error conditionally. What can be the condition? First of all, the error that you are getting, that can actually be the error of API, instance of API error. If that is the instance of API error, don't worry, prevent double, you are just simply gonna be returning from here. If that is not the instance of API error, you are actually going to convert the error into the API error format. Why? Because we have created inside utilities, we have this API error that actually extends the error. And what is the job of this? Wherever I get the error, I'm going to convert that error into this API format. API format in the sense, there should be status code, there should be message, there should be error and all. So these are the things that should be there in the code, and that is why I'm just simply adding them here. Hope it makes sense. And let's continue now. So kahan tha main? Async handler. And when it comes to this, it simply runs that, and if there is any error, so if that is the already instance of type error, API error, then no problem, you are already the instance of API error, go ahead. If you are not the instance of API error, I will make you the instance of API error. So this is gonna be the fallback. So new API error, I'm gonna be creating the class 500 internal server error, and I'm gonna be adding the errors over here. So this error is gonna be type of an array. That array will contain some objects, and those objects will contain two things. First of all, message. Second one can be field as well. So you can even add the field here, and the field can be unknown. You can add it for sure, or you can just remove it, depends on you. I'm gonna be even adding it here. Let's go with this. So if there is a field, then it will be added. If there is no field, it will be unknown. So this is how the things actually go on. And the error that you have, that can actually be an object, or that can actually be just a message, right? So get error message will help you get the message. How will you get the message? If you actually go here, it's quite strange. So once you got the error over here, you are checking if the error type is already string, return that. If the error type is not string, then error type can be this, then return the message. Wait, let me make it simpler here. It's too much, sorry for that. if return, what will I be returning? Error, instance of error. In that case, yeah, this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. I hope it does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense. So why do I have it here? Let's simply remove it. This is not needed. I'm gonna be just directly error, instance of error, then this. So this is how I'm just simply gonna be going ahead, or I can keep it there, get error message and all. So let's create this function separately. Async handler. Why do I have this async handler over here? The types, right? Let's simply get rid of the type as well. As for this type, I will be just creating the type very soon. First of all, const get error message. Let's see what all it returns. Okay, so first of all, it is checking get error message. If the instance of this, okay, then this. If that is the string, return this, and if nothing, then do this. So this is a bit better way. You can directly use this way, completely fine. You are just simply checking whether that is the instance of error or not. If that is, return the message. If not, convert it to the string format. Completely up to you. But if that is a string, that's great. And this is how we will be going ahead. Completely optional over here. You can use this, or you can just remove it as well. You can directly use it over here, and this is how we are gonna be going ahead. So done. We need to create the request handler type. What should be the request handler type over here? This request handler type is actually an interface. Okay, that interface will contain a function. So request handler type, this is how it's gonna be going ahead. So request handler type is actually, this request handler type is actually a function that has the request, response and next, and it returns nothing at the end of the day. So this is how it just simply goes on. But having said that, as for this type is related to what? This type is just related to this utility, yes or no? Yes. So what will I do? I'm gonna be creating one type here, utils.types.ts, and I'm gonna be pasting it here. So in this way, all the, because if something is just being used inside util, so I should be having just then there only. So import it. So this much is done, and let's get rid of this, and let's simply import it here. Done. Get error message. Okay, let it be here, and overall things are done. This is how things are actually handled. Done. No problem. Coming back to this one, async handler, and then over here I will be getting the things done. Okay, so this is the first one. Export async handler, this. Okay, did this. Love this. Amazing job ever. Okay, done. So we have all the controllers right now. This is how the job is done. So first of all, let's have the register at the top. I want to register at first of all. So registration is gonna be done. So register, async handler, registration successful, login successful. It does nothing. They are just simply logout successful. Refresh token will be used for generating the access tokens and all. And after that, forgot password, reset password, verify email, resend verification email, verify email. So whenever you send a okay, got it. Resend verification email, change password, and update profile, delete account. Amazing job. What we'll be doing? Come back to auth route. Literally, AI helps a lot, but only when you understand the code. And come on, login. This should be fine. Kya bhai? Aha, amazing job. Kya kiya? Done. What am I doing? I'm just simply going with the suggestions, so whatever I'm getting here. Anything else? Okay, I'm getting the error. That is because what? I don't know. Let me fix that. So I'm getting all these things from auth.controllers. Yes. Okay, even if I'm getting them. Sorry, my array yaar. Control Z, not Control Z actually. remove this, am I crazy? Yeah, I am crazy, that is why I made this mistake. There needs to be post method, right? uh, Coming back to this one, dot route login should be a post request. This now you should be able to handle everything. Handle it. So you don't need to do a lot, just give it some suggestions कि भैया तुझे इस direction पे जाना है. AI is gonna be helping with that. So route is gonna be login post request, and register post request, logout post request, refresh token. When I'm applying for the refresh token, at the time I will be sending the refresh token. Is this gonna be a post request? A refresh token get reaction. It added this post over here. No more about this. This is gonna be a to do. Implement a refresh token. I mean, should it be post or get? So when it comes to refresh token, so it does refresh the token, and you save it in the DB as well. Yeah, it should be post actually. Why should it be post? Because you don't only get the refresh token, rather whenever you send the request, at that time the refresh token actually gets saved in the DB. New refresh token gets created. So make it post. Forgot password, reset password, verify email, resend the verification. Okay, change delete account. Let me give it to the AI. Hopefully it will be able to give me some suggestions on this. Now let's improve it professionally. Okay, thank you. Auth routes, I've already done that. And profile patch. So some HTTP methods should be improved. So what is just simply saying that, first of all, first thing is that add a route prefixing, very important. I have already done that. Let's not worry about it. Some HTTP methods should be improved. Okay, which one is that? First of all, that is profile. Profile should be patched because I'm gonna be updating that. So that is why I wanted to check it. Profile कहाँ गया भाई? That is slash profile. I don't have the slash profile over here because everything is just about what? Everything is about authentication, not getting the profile and all. So login, register, logout, refresh token and all, that is fine. Change password whenever I'm changing the password, because verification usually comes from email link. Just a minute. Change password, better is gonna be patch because I'm gonna be changing password. That is, of course, that does make sense. So let's make it patch. And apart from this particular thing, verify email, often better as get verify email, because verification usually comes from email link. That is right, and so it should be getter. So verify email, this verify email should be getter, and that is just not enough. Verify email link, just a sec. Verify email, often better as get. So जैसे मैंने लिंक के ऊपर क्लिक किया, email is gonna be here and the email is gonna be verified. But before that, I even need the token. That simply means I'm gonna be adding a question mark token here. Is that so? Nope. I can send it as a query parameter instead of sending params. Reset should always should probably be patch. You are modifying password. Yeah, that's right. I'm modifying. So when I'm changing the password or when I'm actually even update profile. Why do I update profile here? The routes are not right. I will have to correct them. This should be just slash profile. Profile. First of all, this actually suggested initially, and then reset the password. This should actually be patch. So cannot go blindly with the code. I will have to even RESTful APIs and all. I'll have to make it right. So let me copy the whole thing. Actually, this would be better. And one more important thing, protected routes should use middleware. So there should be middleware protector. And tring. Let's see. Okay. I have login, I have register, I have logout. Let's keep the register at the top. First of all, I will register. So register, login. Oh man. Okay, this is also good. Not really a bad thing. So post, login, logout, refresh token. Okay, fine. Then forgot password, post, reset password, patch, and then verify email, get, and resend verification email, post will resend verification email. Yeah, that should be post. Change password, patch, profile, patch, update profile in the authentication section. Update profile in the authentication section. Yeah, fine. Update profile in the authentication section. Thinking again. Let me ask this question here. Delete is fine. I have two controllers, auth and user. Should I save profile router? Should I keep profile router inside auth or user? Most importantly, what all routes should I have inside auth and auth.controller dot, I have to change the name, and user dot controller dot ts respectively. Go ahead, and I have to just change the name because just remember that while making it I wronged them wrongly. So auth.controller.ts, this is gonna be auth controller, and the second one is gonna be health.controller.ts. let's just add control, user.controller.ts. so this is gonna be user controller. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. How was it earlier? This ts. Okay, fine. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. Close everything. Coming back to this one. Very good. क्या very good? पहले part थोड़ा. हाँ. So auth controller, authentication, user controller, user management. So authentication is not gonna be equals to user profile logic. So simple rule to decide. Ask, is this about identity verification, login system, or is this about user management? So what should go inside auth controller.ts? These routes relate to logging, creating, verifying token, lifecycle, password, auth, then login, register, refresh, forgot password, verify, and all this. All of these are related to the authentication system. Okay, what should go inside user controllers? User profile, account management, user data, viewing user info. So me, profile, change password. Oh, change password should go there because this is sort of related to that. Yeah, fine. User resources. So auth related are gonna be these ones: login, register, logout, refresh, and forgot password, reset password, verify, email, resend, and mounted as this, and slash me, profile, change password, account. Yeah, great job. Let's simply coming back to routes actually. So auth routes, many errors. So let's simply select only the routes, paste. So only I will have these many routes inside auth routes because I have both user as well auth. So those routes should be separated. And when it comes to this, user, I'm gonna be adding them here. Protect, get current user. I don't really have that. Let's simply get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, and protect DDD. In that case, this is how it's gonna be going on. Okay, slash me just checks with the define your routes over here. This is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Later I will be adding even more, but for now I can go to auth controller because I have added extra things here. Auth controller, update profile, delete account. So I can say for making it quick, separate the controllers for auth and user controllers. Let's go ahead. I hope it's gonna be making it quickly. So did this. So all these controllers are gonna be for the authentication. So let's cut it from here, copy it, come back, auth controller, paste it here. So what all I have inside this, I'm gonna be having my register, login, logout, refresh, forgot password, reset password, verify email, recent password, recent verification email, change password. गजब है यार. ये तो सारा का सारा दे दिया. Okay, I have only this. Maybe I didn't copy it properly. वही तो मैं सोच रहा था भाई segregate. I didn't change at all the same code I got, and this is gonna be for the user, right? So let's me copy it. User, paste it here. So ultimately this is how the things are gonna be going ahead. This async handler needs to be imported. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. So inside a user, I have a change password, I have update profile, I have delete account, I have get current user. Let me keep it at the top. I don't know why it is just not keeping the things the right way, or maybe this is the right way just for me. So get current user. After that, change password, update profile. I mean, there are many things. Even we can add more things later. And inside this, done. So overall things we have done. We have the controllers. Once we have the controllers, we can go to routes. And when we are inside the routes over here, we don't really need to use these things. So this is how we are gonna be going ahead. Login. So overall we are able, everything is kind of connected. Once everything is connected, right now if I go to index route, so from the index route I have just user related. Wow. Are the user routes user.route, but I need to have more routes as well. From here I'm gonna be having auth routes. अरे भाई स्पेलिंग तो करेक्ट कर लो. राउट्स अब तो करेक्ट कर लो. वो वाव भाई ऐसे तो नहीं करना मुझे. रिपोर्ट्स, एनालिटिक्स, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. ऐसे कुछ भी थोड़ी ऐड कर देना है. कैसे मैं समझाऊँ इसे. सेटिंग्स, क्योंकि ये इतना ऐड कर दिया तो दूसरा भी ऐड करने की ट्राई कर रहे हैं. तो चल भाई ऐड कर देखते हैं क्या ऐड करता है. अब तो कर भी नहीं यार. Let's simply import auth routes first of all. It was just simply giving me some suggestions over here. Done. Coming back to this one. Router. Admin. Should I create a separate route for admin, or that's gonna be, yeah, there should be admin route. I need to take the help of AI. What all routes should I keep here, and what else can be added for Udemy clone? As simple as that. Some good, some need better structure, so some are missing. Coming back to this one. ओके तो क्या क्या होगा. ऑथ होगा, यूजर होगा, कोर्स होगा, कैटेगरी होगा, इनरोलमेंट होगा, लेक्चर होगा, लेसन होगा, रिव्यू होगा, कार्ट होगा, पेमेंट के लिए मैं डेमो ऐड करूँगा भाई. अभी मैं रेजर पे आई डोंट नो हाउ टू इंटीग्रेट दैट. सो आता ही नहीं है, तो मैं डेमो तरीके से कर दूँगा. क्लिक कर दिया, पैसा आ गया, खत्म हो गया. तो पेमेंट डेमो पेमेंट रहेगी. विश लिस्ट, प्रोग्रेस ट्रैकिंग, सर्टिफिकेट, एडमिन, बाकी सब तो ठीक ही है. सो ये सारा का सारा रहेगा. तो लेट्स सिंपली हैव इट हियर. एंड ये सारे सारे राउट्स भी बता रहा. दैट्स ग्रेट. And with the help of AI we can definitely build it really quick. Like we don't need to write the whole logic, right? So I hope that it's gonna be quite quick. And ये सारे सारे routes तो मुझे खुद अभी बनाना है. तो बनाना है तो फिर मुझे बनाना पड़ेगा, और बनाने के लिए भी मुझे खाना खाना पड़ेगा. I'm hungry right now. How long has it been? It's been 2 hours 24 minutes. I'm gonna have my breakfast, and once I'm done with that I'll be back, and then I'll continue from here on. I mean है तो भाई कुछ नहीं, कोडिंग ही करना है पूरा दिन. तो विल बी आई एम गोना बी बैक, एंड देन आई विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर अगेन टू. Until then, thank you very much for being here. I'm gonna be catching up soon. Take care, and we will get it done really soon. Really soon in the sense I have just 17 days. Even before that, I have to get it done because I have to focus on something else. So bye bye, take care, and see you soon.